You guys want to save 10%, use code Flores. I'm sponsored by Rice Supplements. Rice Supplements is what I do take. I'm sponsored by them. Guys, code Flores. It's the best shit out there, baby. Let's go. All right, so let's get to the topic of the video. I'm going to try to keep it high energy, very simplistic, because it works better for me. And when I try to go into detail too much, I feel like I'm going to lose people. So simplicity is perfect for people like me. Hopefully it's perfect for you. I'm not going to get into the intertwined details. If you want that, maybe go watch More Plates, More Dates. Derek, a fucking scientist, I guess. So cardio. So there's a lot of questions I get about cardio. So with this one, I'm going to make it simple because there's so many questions. Cardio good? How much cardio? Be cardio before or after workout? So many questions. Should you do cardio? So I'm going to use myself as an example. So I bulked up to 194 pounds, but don't get it twisted. It's not because I was just being a fat ass. I was working out 3 hours a day, if not 2 hours. But I just wasn't watching my calories because the goal was to bulk and put as much muscle mass as I wanted. Did I bulk too much? Did I gain too much weight? Now, as I'm cutting, I feel like I may have bulked too much, but you live, you learn. I probably won't ever get to 194 ever again. I am a natural, so keep in mind, like, I'm 161 pounds today, and it's been about 18 weeks of a cut. It's been a long cut. But let's get to the topic of the video. Cardio. Should you do it? Yes, do cardio. Number one, it's good for your cardiovascular system. But aren't you going to lose muscle mass if you do cardio? It depends. It definitely depends. If you're in a severe caloric deficit and you're doing immensely amount of cardio, you are going to lose muscle mass, most definitely, and you stop working out, most definitely. For an example, when COVID happened, I had no access to weights. I live in California. We got F tier. I'm monetized now, so I guess I can't say F words no more. We got F tier. I had no access to a gym. Lost all my gains. Spent about 3 to 2 months just running. I had no weights, and I wanted that feeling you get when you lift weights. It's an endorphin hit. So I started just running. Doing push-ups and calisthenics, but I just started running. So my goal shifted to just running that day. That was a physical adversity I wanted to do, you know. It was COVID. People were just trapped all indoors all day. People were going crazy. So I lost a lot of muscle mass doing cardio. But with this type of cardio, here it is. I was running 24, 25 miles a day uphill. Like, I was doing a ridiculously amount of cardio, and I did lose a lot of muscle mass. And if I was losing weight and if I was lifting weights at the same time, I would have lost muscle mass no matter what, because the intensity of my cardio level was too high. I was running 25, 26 miles, and this was uphills. This was crazy amount of cardio, guys. I became a goddamn marathon runner. I swear to God, my running was crazy. Now, I can't run anymore. I can't even fathom how the fuck I did that. Like, it's crazy. So let's get to the topic. That was too much cardio. I was doing way too much cardio to maintain my physique, my muscle mass. So just like anything else, too much of anything is bad. If you eat too much carrots, it's bad. If you eat too much broccoli, too much is bad. If you eat too much cake, you get fat. Too much of any vitamin is bad. Anything. So keep that in mind when it comes to cardio. When it comes to cardio, you want to make sure you hit the goal of getting your cardiovascular system high, meaning that your heart rate is up. The fact your heart rate is working as higher is going to cause you to burn more calories. That's how it works when you're doing cardio. Your heart rate goes up, starts pumping, and your blood starts going, and you're not burning calories, but you're utilizing energy. And when you utilize energy, you start to burn calories. When calories aren't utilized, they become fat, and we don't want that. So when you're doing cardio, there's a different system of like energy. I think it's ATP. I'm not gonna get too into detail with it, but let's just say that typically it takes about 20 minutes to start to dip into your fat storages, or when you're doing cardio, around there, right? That's when you start to burn fat, if per se. That's not really the technical term you want to use, but that's when you start to kind of like get into that cardio range you want to. So you want to do about 20 minutes to 45 minutes. You can do maybe an hour, but again, it just depends on your heart rate and how much cardio you're doing, intensity of the cardio. At 8 miles per hour, so if you're doing a treadmill, you put it at 8 miles per hour, you're running for 45 minutes straight at 8 miles per hour, you're a beast. That's too much cardio. Your heart rate's too high up. Unless you're a goddamn animal and can eat so much, that is too much cardio right there. You're going to start to dip into your muscle mass. So that's way too much cardio. When I do cardio at about 4 to 3 miles per hour on the treadmill, and I incline to about 8. It's honestly, a fast brisk walk where my heart rate is elevated. Where do you want to get your heart rate elevated? You want to find out what's your maximum heart rate. Again, this is more like scientific stuff. How do you find your calculated maximum heart rate? What you do is you go 220 and you subtract your age from that. So 220 subtract my age, so I'm 27. So my maximum heart rate would technically be 193. Don't fuck with my math, guys. I'm just going off my head. So that is my maximum heart rate, 193. That's where like I'm redlining my body. Definitely don't want to get 90%, don't want to get 100% there, or 90, or 80, 70. I target about 65 or 60% of my heart rate. So if I made it simple, let's just say my maximum heart rate was 100. I'm gonna make it simple as fuck because I still got math. I would want to get about 250 beats per minute with my heart, to 60 beats per minute with my heart for about 40 minutes or 45 minutes. I'm just walking, I'm getting my heart rated up. Again, that is if you want to go technical. Honestly, most of the time I'm probably a little below that. Keep in mind, I'm bodybuilding, lifting weights. I'm exhausted. You know, for my cardio to be intense, it doesn't have to be. Cardio is just a tool at the end of the day. So why do I advise you to do cardio? Should you do cardio? Again, cardio is a tool. It depends how you utilize it. You should definitely do cardio for your cardiovascular system. Health is wealth. Ooh, I like that one. But again, cardio is a tool people use to maximize the caloric deficit. So when you're in a caloric deficit, it means you're eating below your maintenance calories. So my maintenance calories, let's just say it's 2,000, right? I'm at the gym and I'm burning about 300 or 400 just by lifting weights. Now I'm at 1,600 for a total of my day. Now let's say I do cardio and then you subtract another 300 for that. Now I'm 1,300. So I ate 2,000 calories, but with all the physical activity I did, I lost about 600 calories. So I'm at 1,400, 1,300, 700 calories or so, right? So now I'm in a caloric deficit. So 2,000 calories was to maintain my weight, but I ate less, which is what you do in a caloric deficit. You actually have the ability to maximize your caloric deficit by doing cardio. Even if you say that I'll just eat less and not do cardio, I wouldn't advise that. You want to get your protein intake in, your fats, and all these other things. Keep that in mind. There's a give and take of everything. You do want to do cardio for your cardiovascular system. So to answer the question, should you do cardio? Yes, you should do cardio if you're trying to cut or stay healthy. For the matter of fact, you should, no matter what you're doing. Again, is cardio gonna burn your muscle? It depends how much cardio you do. If you're running marathons and all these things, look around. Those guys aren't jacked. If you're in high school, if you saw cross country guys, most of them weren't fucking yacked for a reason. Because all that muscle mass is gonna hindrance. All that muscle mass is a hindrance when it comes to the cardiovascular system. Your body is going to burn that muscle mass because it's not very utilized when you're doing long distance. So the levels, you want your heart rate to be up high. But again, if your cardio is causing your legs to be sore or anything like that, you're doing too much cardio. You're too fatigued. That's going to start to hindrance your progression to build muscle mass. That's where you have to find that equilibrium. That's where you have to find that give and take. It also depends on your physiology. Some people are better or more inclined to push a little bit more when it comes to cardio. Some people aren't. You can go on the bike. But again, if you're experiencing legitimately muscle soreness in your quads where you're doing cardio, you may be too sore to do cardio. Walk maybe less. Drop the intensity even more. Things like that play a big factor. But again, let's end it off. Should you do cardio? Yes, do your cardio, boys. It's good for your heart. Shit, you pumping and thumping, it's gonna help you out too, even for the females. I don't know. But yeah, guys, let me know in the comment section what else you guys want me to talk about. I feel like I kept it simple enough. I didn't really go into in depth when it comes to the scientific terms or like terminology, because that's not, I mean, to be honest, I don't go that in depth. You definitely can, but for me, I keep it simple. Cardio, it's too much when your heart rate is over your 70%, 75% of your maximum heart rate. Now you're starting to really engage in that endurance system and your heart rate. You know, the more you do cardio, the higher your heart rate's going to get throughout the cardio session. It starts to pick up. So keep that in mind. Keep it low, but keep it working. Make sure your heart's pumping and working. Should you do cardio? Yes, it's a tool to lose weight. It's just a tool to lose weight. You can simply eat less as well, but I wouldn't advise that because now you may start to not eat enough protein and other things. Next time I see you guys, I might be in Texas. So much love, and let's keep making them gains. Let's show these like arms off. Again, I am competing in my first competition when it comes to men's classic. Appreciate all the love support you guys are showing me. And yeah, catch you boys later, baby. Demon Aesthetics.